Mental health is about just having wellness mentally. We all have mental health, whether it's good mental health or bad mental health.
Is not just the health of your mind, but the health of your spirit.
It's often overlooked because it's something internal.
What you think, what you feel emotionally, all of those things coming into play.
Looking at mental health from the standpoint of how an individual interacts in the world. I think that's probably the easiest way to say it, because it really doesn't affect how we see ourselves, but also how we see relationships, our vision and view of the world as being safe or not. So it's all those types of things I think that are involved in developing a good, healthy sense of your own mental well-being.
I myself have been living with anxiety disorders since I was a freshman in high school. It started around the time my parents got divorced.
There isn't an aspect of my life that isn't affected by my anxiety. Through the years, I think I've gotten better at managing it. Some days I'm fine, I can keep my anxiety at bay and function normally, or at least put on the facade that I'm okay. Those days are great, fantastic. But once my anxiety levels get too high, it's all downhill from here.
I started to have panic attacks almost daily because I was just stressed and overwhelmed. I felt alone and I isolated myself from everyone I cared about. When people would ask me if I was okay when I was panicking, I would just say that I was fine. I couldn't socialize with people.
My mental health was just getting worse just because it was all literally just bottled up inside me, and I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to handle it. It was to the point where I was on the brink of becoming bulimic. It was really tough. Where I would eat and then I would excuse myself and I had to throw it up. I ate, so my family and friends and people around me didn't know that anything was wrong with me. And then I would go to the bathroom, try to purge it out.
Who I am is I have bipolar disorder, or it's sometimes called manic depression. It's basically, it includes mania and depression, and it kind of varies. It took me a while to figure out what was wrong with me, because at first, you're kind of in denial about it. You don't think there's anything wrong, but then it starts to seriously affect your life.
I've struggled with depression for around 10 to 14 years now. I feel that mental health is something that is constantly changing within us. Just 2 to 3 months ago, I was the happiest I've been in my life, and I went from that to the worst I've ever been.
I guess there was a lot of stuff going into it, but the short of it is that when I was 15, I just started really wanting to die. I did the same thing that happened when I realized I needed braces because one of my teeth was turned 90 degrees. I told my mom, hey, this is a situation that's happening to me right now. My tooth is crooked or I want to die. I think I might need to find professional help. And she was like, yeah, because we have that privilege.
I just remember growing up, I didn't really have a lot of people to talk to about that. I didn't think that anybody would get it. Nobody really would. My mom didn't know anything about that. I don't think she could even tell that I had personal issues.
They saw the empty pills on my desk and they drove me to the hospital. And on the car to the hospital, I was like, wow, I really don't want to die. This is humiliating. I don't want this. If they'd found me dead, it would have been worse.
No matter how much I keep trying, it's kind of like when you're younger, you have a teacher that's always hovering over your shoulder type of thing. It's kind of like that. No matter how much you try and get away from it, it just keeps coming back. So for me at least, it's something that just is repetitive.
It's like being in a boxed room where the water's rising and I'm struggling to keep my head up and breathe.
You're gonna have these moments where you're extremely low, you don't feel anything, you don't want to talk. It's you almost have this pit in the center of your brain, and it's pushing out on it. It's just you can't focus on anything.
For me, it's a muted kind of emotion that things just drag and days just go by and you don't really feel like you're going anywhere. Sometimes you just want to sit still and not move.
It goes without saying that there should be more conversations about it. It feels like we live in a society where you have to put your mental health on the back burner when it's just as vital as any other facet of your life.
Understanding that just because others can't see it or don't believe there is something wrong doesn't mean that what you are going through or how you are feeling does not exist.
You're not alone. You're never alone. There will always be someone that loves you and cares about you.
For the longest time, I felt like my emotions weren't valid, and the people I talked to who I believed were close to me didn't react the same way, and that hurt a lot.
I think patience is rewarded. That's how you can really show someone you care. They can be unresponsive, they can be antagonistic, but if you can commit to just being patient, that'll probably help them the most in the end.